February 28th, 2026. As usual, we'll give it a few minutes for people to join and we'll get started. All right, we got a few people on. Give it a few more minutes. Hey, Thomas, how are you today? Thank you for joining. Give it another minute or so for more people to join and we'll get going. Good, glad to hear that. Those of you who are new to our live stream, we do them every Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern, and every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. And if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, we'd appreciate that. Last time I did the live stream, I wore my Trump hat and the live stream went viral. I had a lot of people bitching about it, but I don't care. Every now and then we do get some liberals that crawl out of their parents' basements, so. And we are back. For those of you who were wondering what happened to us last week, YouTube decided to put me in YouTube jail for another week. So my account was blocked. I couldn't upload, I couldn't post, I couldn't do live streams. So my suspension ended on Tuesday. So we did our live stream on Wednesday evening and we're back today. Hopefully we'll be back on normal schedule. Hey, Duke, how you doing, brother? As I mentioned last week, at some point during the live stream today, I will be giving away a shot timer. I received a few of them to review and can only use one, so I'll be giving one of them away. I use it a lot. It's a great training tool. So some lucky winner will win that. And I got home just in time. I was at the gunsmith this morning. I picked up my Smith & Wesson 686 revolver. I had him put high-vis fiber optic sights on it. And man, they are absolutely gorgeous. I can't pronounce Atom Slunger. How are you today? Yeah, Mossberg shotguns are awesome. I have a Mossberg 500 Persuader. Mossberg 500's been around forever. And that Mossberg 500 is probably the best shotgun out there for the money. Hey, Mike. So, also while I was at the gunsmith this morning, I picked up something that I criticize a lot, but I actually picked up a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 millimeter. And here we go. We got our first liberal that just came out of their mommy and daddy's basement. But anyway, yeah, I've always said I'm not a fan of the triggers on the Smith and Wesson pistols, but I don't know if it's because it's a 10 millimeter or not, but they did a really nice job on the trigger. I'm really surprised about that. Um, my wife has two M&Ps. She's got a M&P Shield and she's got an equalizer, and I don't like those triggers. But on the M&P 2.0 10 millimeter, I think the trigger is actually a different trigger. But that is a nice gun. I got it in flat dark earth. Comes with two 15-round magazines, three back straps, and surprisingly, they even give you three mounting plates, so it'll accommodate a lot of different optics. I would not recommend drilling. I wouldn't recommend drilling your shotgun. Be honest with you. I have my Mossberg 500 Persuader that I use for home defense. Well, that's good to know, Tom. So I got to tell you, my Glock 20 10 millimeter is very manageable. It's not, the recoil is not that bad at all. Matter of fact, that's one of my wife's favorite guns. She shoots that gun very well. Um, I'm curious how the M&P is going to uh, stack up to my other 10 millimeters, because I have the Glock 20, I have the Glock 29, I have the Sig Sauer P320 X10 Comp, and now the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. But anyway, I will review it and let you know my thoughts. But like I said, even though Ed Larson, welcome. Hope everything is well with you. And yep, Trump 2028. Amen. You know, the last time I did the stream and I wore this hat, this stream went viral. For some reason, all the liberals woke up out of their mommy's basement at the same time and started pissing and moaning. But I don't care. Trump is my president. I voted for him. Anyway, I don't think I've ever seen a Springfield Omega. I can tell you, other than their 1911 Ronin, the Springfield 10 millimeters, um, the XD series is not their best work. I'll be honest with you. I love Springfields. I have a bunch of them, but I don't have any XD series anymore. I had one for about 2 weeks, and I couldn't stand it, so I got rid of it. I just don't think the XD series is their best firearms. They're very cheap and plasticky. Anyway, if you've been following gun news like I do, obviously you've seen that lunatic governor in Virginia, and they're trying to just slam a whole bunch of gun bills through. And it's amazing, one state away in Virginia, they're now allowing the government to sell machine guns to civilians. And that is awesome. And it's incredible how one state away makes a huge difference. But a mile high, I'll get to you in 1 second. But like I always say, don't take your gun rights for granted. I mean, we live in the great state of Tennessee here. We have very liberal gun rights. But, one election can change all of that. I mean, Virginia at one time used to be a gun-friendly state. I used to have a non-resident carry permit in Virginia, and then they elected this dipshit liberal who's definitely a communist, and now they're pushing through a whole bunch of gun bills that's pretty much going to make it illegal to own or buy anything in Virginia. And yet, the next state over, um, you can buy whatever you want. I'm sorry, Mile High. The Canic is an awesome gun. I love the Canics. They're made in Turkey. Um, if you put the Canic side by side with a Walther, um, they're almost identical. It's almost like they share technology. Um, and no, they do not have permitless carry in Virginia. Yes, we know that Newsom banned all Glocks and Glock clones in California. Um, and that is why I am no longer a Glock fan, because Glock caved in and dropped every product they made and redesigned them as the uh, V series and then the version 6. So I will never buy another Glock again. And we got more liberals that just climbed out of mommy and daddy's basement. Good for you. Your mommy and daddies must be proud of you. Playing video games and sitting there in your tighty whities eating Cheetos. Hey, Cool Wizard, thanks for that. I should run for the next governor of Tennessee, because I got to tell you, I'm not really happy with Governor Lee. I think he's a rhino, and he did a few things for our gun rights, like made it where you don't need a permit to open or conceal carry. But when we have some stupid law on the books in Tennessee called the intent to go armed, where technically they can arrest anybody for carrying a firearm under that intent to go armed. And the court ruled that the intent to go armed is unconstitutional and unenforceable, and our Governor Lee and the Attorney General are appealing it. So you can't tell me that you're pro Second Amendment and then screw us with something like that. Yeah, there are some big ass monster catfish in Tennessee. Yeah, Nashville's nice. Actually, the whole state of Tennessee is nice except for Memphis. That is a shithole. They need to just level that and start over. But anyway, like I always say, we fight the fight every day. I sign petitions. I write my representatives constantly. I check and see what bills they're trying to promote and write my representative and urge them to either stand by it or reject it. You know, JMPHU, yeah, that's a funny thing you say that about, is Trump for gun rights. I don't think so. I love Trump. I love him as a president, but I was at the NRA convention in Dallas a year ago, and he made a lot of promises to gun owners. And that administration hasn't done jack shit for our gun rights. And Pam Bondi, she is not a friend of the Second Amendment. So, no, I really don't think he's a big advocate, even though he talks a good game. Now, granted, I know he's got a lot of more important shit going on in the world right now with between Israel and Ukraine and Russia and Iran. But at some point, he would have to push to have national reciprocity on the federal level to stop these liberal states from doing whatever they want to do. It's good to see we have a lot of new people here. That's good. That means YouTube is pushing us out to more people. I also see we got a lot of liberals that are just crawling out of mommy and daddy's basements, and that's okay. You guys are welcome too. But anyway, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications. But my point is, you need to be aware of gun bills that are going on in your state. You'd be surprised if you go to your state's government webpage. There's gun bills all the time they're trying to push through that people don't even know about. And I highly recommend supporting a gun organization. I support the NRA and Gun Owners of America. Gun Owners of America has been doing a great job taking states to court and winning major lawsuits for the Second Amendment. Matter of fact, I think Gun Owners of America does more for us than NRA. NRA, in my opinion, are just money grabbers. It went downhill since Wayne LaPierre stole all that money. You could look it up yourself. Gun Owners of America has got a whole list of bills that they fought for. Anyway, as always, this is your chat. So as long as it is firearms related, and Bleezy, you know what? I think you need to go back to your mommy and daddy's basement. Well, you know, speaking of Fetterman, the funny thing about it is the liberal with brain damage is the only one that's got any brains. I find that pretty ironic. I mean, the guy dresses like a slob, but yet he was the only Democrat that shook President Trump's hand, and he wore a suit to the speech. So I got to give him credit for that. Ribble, thank you for the kind words, brother. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. Yeah, whatever, Brock. You're entitled to your opinion just like I'm entitled to mine. But anyway, I have renewed respect for Fetterman. You know, he even told the liberals in his party, which he's really done a great job of pissing them off, that if you have a problem with me shaking hands with the president of the United States, that's on you. It shouldn't matter whether the president is Republican or Democratic. Have respect for the office. And that's true. All right, guys. It is almost 20 after 12, so we will be ending this at 1 o'clock. Jesus Christ, Bleezy, you know what? Go away. Go back to your mommy and daddy's basement. It is amazing. I find it very comical how many liberals join our gun stream every week. That's awesome. And why is that? It's because the liberals know that they're all fucked up. The liberals know that all the cities like Minneapolis that have been destroyed were destroyed by liberals. The liberals don't even trust each other. That's why the liberals are buying guns now. Yeah, you know what? I think being that this hat pisses off liberals, um, I think I'm going to be wearing it every week because I found that since I started wearing my Trump hat, this live stream has been going viral. So um, I think this will be part of the stream every week from now on. If it gets me more viewers, that's good for me. Yes, it's not only is he the only president with balls, the only president that loves his country. The behavior of the Democrats during this last speech just proved what we knew all along. The liberals hate America. Every one of them. Every liberal hates America, except the guy with brain damage. John Fetterman is the only Democrat left that loves his country. And I have a new level of respect for Fetterman, to be honest with you. When I didn't know much about him, I just thought he was a left-wing lunatic like the rest of them. And maybe the stroke fixed him, but I mean, he is no way like any of the other lunatics in the Democratic Party. So, and you know what? The Epstein thing is just fucking stupid, to be honest with you. Who cares if the names are on the list? And just because your name is on the list doesn't mean you did anything illegal. So I really don't understand why we're making such a big deal about this Epstein list. Who cares? I mean, unless there's proof that people committed a crime, who really gives a shit? Yes, Clinton was a regular at Epstein Island, and Bill Clinton even announced he never saw Trump there. So, no, they don't have anything else. See, this is what the liberals do. They're like pit bulls. They'll find something, no matter how stupid it is, and that's all they have. And they just keep going, and they just keep gnawing and gnawing and gnawing at it, because they don't stand for anything. They obviously hate this country. All they care about are having illegals here so that they get more votes. They don't give a rat's ass about the number of people that are being killed by the illegals. All they care about is votes. All right, guys. So let's keep this firearms related, please. Like I said, this stream is for you guys. So if you have any firearms related topics, just go screw. That's the nice thing about being able to get rid of these liberals that are assholes. I don't have a problem with people being a liberal as long as you are respectful and it doesn't get personal. We can argue. But unfortunately, most liberals are assholes. And I thank God I have the moderators that I have because I couldn't keep up with all the liberals that keep making stupid comments. Mike, if you're talking about grain, I use 180 grain high-tech coated lead bullets for my 10 millimeter reloads. using Winchester 231. Yeah, you know what? Sound plays? I am rude and mean. You know why? Because a lot of liberals are assholes. They all regurgitate the same stupid information that all the other liberals say and post. They don't have a brain of their own. These people, when they protest, they don't even know what they're protesting. All right, Brad, you're going to go away too because you're another asshole. Bye-bye, Sound. You don't need to keep it to yourself. You just don't need to be an asshole about it. I don't have a problem. I actually know some liberals that own guns and they agree with the Second Amendment. Um, I don't have to agree with their political point of view, but don't force it down my throat. And, the best thing that I do when I'm with my liberal friends is we don't talk politics. But the other interesting thing is that these liberals, they're paid protesters. And it's borderline, it's not even protesting. There comes a point when you cross the line between protesting and um, rioting. Mike, you mean Winchester 231? Um, I don't know. I usually get a pound at a time. Um, you probably get a better deal if you get the 4 pound jug. Ozzy, welcome, brother. I'm waiting to see Jib Jab here. So, Jib Jab, if you're out there, just give us a hello. And again, thanks to the moderators here because you guys are getting a good workout with all the liberals that crawled out of their mommy and daddy's basements. And Tyler, you have a good day too. And again, those that are new here, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, that's the problem there, Jella Jazz, is that this country is so divided. And I agree. I don't know why we all just can't get along, but both sides are either so extreme one way or the other. Um, I just don't know how it'll ever get on track. I mean, I think what causes the problem is that there is so much hate for Donald Trump by the liberals that they hate that man so much that they're willing to destroy the country. And Son Plementor, welcome. Thanks for joining. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to start a war. You can't be a bunch of pussies and, be held captive by every little thing that these countries do. You know what? Sometimes you got to put your foot down. I mean, you make it sound like President Trump is the only president that sent people into war. Yeah, damn right. There should be a revolution coming because this country is just not safe because of the liberals. But they're doing in Minneapolis. New Jersey is getting to be just as bad now. And we do got more guns. I am why the country is not safe. No, it's the liberals is why the country is not safe. They promote this transgender bullshit. Who, by the way, if you look at the data results, most of the mass shooters are trans. They open the borders to illegals. They don't give a rat's ass how many people these illegals kill. They don't care about that. All they care about are votes. And it's a pretty sad thing when you're that desperate because they don't stand for anything. And how did you, Simon? Um, they have nothing to stand on, and all they do is promote violence and worry about votes. Yeah, okay, Mr. Whatever. Um, I got to tell you, the liberals drank a hell of a lot more Kool-Aid than I did. Only problem is they're too fucking stupid to see the damage that um, Joe Biden did. I mean, between him and Kamala Harris, um, it was like having shits and giggles in the White House. And the only thing I could think of is that he went with Kamala Harris because that was basically a life insurance policy. Um, as much as I hated Joe Biden, I hope to God nobody killed him because who wanted Kamala as president? And it's going to be real interesting, especially they're touting uh, Kamala Harris and AOC. That would be awesome for the Republicans. Yes, and God bless American author Stoic. God bless America. That's exactly right. All right. I don't, it was entertaining. I normally don't let it get political for that long. Um, but I made an exception today only because we have a record number of liberals that crawled out of their uh, mommy and daddy's basements today and decided to join our channel, which I'm very, very flattered by because you could be doing a lot of other things like sitting there jerking off, and you decided to join our live stream. So, um, Wild man, thank you, brother. Who doesn't love foreign wars? Come on. Anyway, it's 12:30. We're going to be ending this at 1 o'clock. So let's get back on track and discuss firearms or the Second Amendment like this live stream is intended. Again, we have a lot of new people on this channel. Um, if you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. I'm done discussing politics today. I let it go a lot longer than I should. And Edward, welcome. I'm glad you're pro to Second Amendment. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. I would never, you know what, Wild Man? I would never buy a Glock again. I used to be a Glock poster child, believe me. And then when they sold out, um, I went to the V series and the Gen 6. There's no way I would ever buy another Glock. What I would do, I would get a Ruger RXM. Magpul makes the grips, and they have an OD green grip module. And you know what? I could wear my damn hat. It's my channel. And if that pisses you liberals off, I don't really give a shit. And I said discuss politics. A hat's not discussing them. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. What's my favorite handgun? That's a tough question. only because I have a lot of them. I would probably say my Colt Python 357 revolver. Yeah, the Canik is a great gun. I have the TC9 Elite. But yeah, I mean, my Colt Python is probably one of my favorites. The SIG 226 is uh, a great one. And Mr. FNH, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. As I did announce earlier, or a week or two ago, I will be giving away a shot timer today. Yeah, the Python is amazing, especially now that CZ owns Colt. The quality has gone back up. And thank you, Martin. I appreciate that as well. But like I said, I came back from the gunsmith today, and even though I said I wouldn't get a Smith & Wesson pistol because I don't like their triggers, um, I did get the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 millimeter, and maybe because it's 10 millimeter, but it looks like they did a much better job on that trigger. So I can't wait to see what that's like. And I also had high-vis fiber optic sights put on my Smith & Wesson 686. CZ makes awesome guns. Because people do not use auto weapons for hunting. Semi-auto, they don't use auto weapons for hunting. Mr. FNH, nope. I've never actually fired a FN, so yeah. So we know CZ bought Colt. They bought Dan Wesson and a bunch of other companies. So I can't comment on the FN. I just know that they're very expensive, but I do not own any. Not because I think there's anything wrong with them. It's that I think for that price range, there's just a lot of other choices. And teehee, you can go back to your mommy and daddy's basement too. Yeah, the FN has got great reviews. It really has. I just personally have never fired one, and I don't own one. So, unlike a lot of the people out there, um, if I haven't used one, I'll tell you. I don't just make up stuff. H&K, they make very good quality guns as well. They have a nice 45. CZ prices are not really all middle of the road. When you start looking at the Shadow, that's not middle of the road. I also have a CZ that I was given today by a friend of mine to review. There were only 500 made, so that's definitely not a gun that's going to get shot. But I don't even know the model of it yet. I still have it in the box because I just got back from the gunsmith about 10 minutes before the stream started. So Taurus, not a gun I would trust my life with. No, that's what I'm saying. That Shadow, that's not mid-level. And once you start getting over $1,000, that's not mid-level all day. Shadow's a great gun. I like it a lot. Just not sure that at that price range that it's the best gun available. But I'm glad we're back on the gun discussion. So that CZ75 Ozzy is probably one of the best guns CZ ever made. Mike, move to Tennessee, brother. I live in Eastern Tennessee. Hit me up. You want to know some of the towns to live in? You will love it here. I mean, you go into the gun store, you buy your guns with no hassle. You just pay the guy and you leave. You don't need a permit to purchase or to carry. We do get snow here in Tennessee. Not a lot, but every once in a while. But it's a great place to live, and we do have very, very liberal gun laws. Considering that I think our governor is really a liberal, well, a rhino. Yeah, Edward, you know what? I bought the Ruger 5.7, and that was probably the biggest mistake. Yeah, that CZ75 is an awesome gun. I've seen better prices than 700. I don't know what area you live in, but Elsa, hello. Thanks for joining. Yeah, there's a lot of great states as far as guns go. And to the liberals that just woke up because you have no job and you just crawled out of your mommy and daddy's basements, we are not going to be discussing politics any longer today. But thank you for joining anyway. And good morning, Justin. And we got and Nathan, welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, the thing that amazes me too is if you look at the approved list in California, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It's just really tough. Yeah, of course Germany chose the CZ. It's a great gun. You know, unfortunately, Justin, can't help where you live, but the great state of Tennessee, almost everybody is pro-gun, which is awesome. I just don't know how. And thank you, Goated. I appreciate that. I just don't know how anybody can be a gun owner and live in the state of California. Governor Newsom is just out of control. And the scary part is if he runs for president, he's going to get a lot of people voting for him. And we got about 15 minutes left. So, again, at the end of this stream, I will be giving away a shot timer. From time to time, sends products to review, and I can't use them all, so I'd rather share them with you guys. And as I said earlier, we're done with the political discussions today. Well, that's the problem, Jakim. The, I don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand how our Second Amendment rights are not protected under federal law at this point. You would think 50 years ago that would have happened. Mike, I get my high-tech coated bullets from Steel Valley Casting. And Goat Shooter, go back to your mommy and daddy's basement. You're gone. I just don't understand how, why the Second Amendment is the only one that they pick on, right? Individual states don't have different laws regarding the First Amendment. And why is it only the Second Amendment requires a permit or a license? It makes no sense. You know why? Because if you take away the Second Amendment, all the other amendments are gone. And Mitzi, sorry there, Mitzi Shitzy, you're going away. Again, I want to thank all of our moderators for getting rid of the instigating liberals. I know they're not all like that. I know we have some liberals that join our stream every week, and we welcome them as long as you're not an asshole. And I think you mean NICAD. There's no such thing as NICLAD bullets. But anyway, don't know what that has to do with anything. But again, I would highly recommend you go to your state's government website and look at any of the bills that are being presented, because you'd be shocked, especially in liberal states. Look at New Jersey. They just keep slamming every gun bill they can. This new governor is worse than Governor Murphy. Now, the interesting thing is that New Mexico tried to push a whole bunch of gun laws through, and the court ruled that they were unconstitutional and shot them down. So I don't know how Virginia gets away. Virginia gets away with making up their own shit and not having to get shot down. States like New Jersey, since they started issuing carry permits, they're actually losing gun rights. I mean, this is why I don't understand why the Constitution is not protected on the federal level. NW purists, that's a great question. Either one of those are great. Hence Pro Gun 45, but I really do love the 10 millimeter too. Either one of those are great. I don't carry anything less than a 45 or a 10 millimeter. How many guns do I have? I have no idea. And yeah, my favorite is my Colt Python. So thanks for joining us, James. Anyway, you can never own enough guns. Unfortunately, from time to time, I do have some guns that I'm willing to part with, which I did today to buy the Smith & Wesson. Well, that's another thing that these liberal states are doing. So we already have gun laws on the books, right? And there's a lot of gun laws on the books. We don't need more gun laws. But what really strikes me about being moronic is that ghost guns and um, Glock switches are already illegal on the federal level. And yet you have these liberal states like New Jersey passing laws to make 3D printed guns illegal. They're already illegal on the federal level. So you're going to make them double illegal? I mean, Jesus Christ, that's like Animal House being on double secret probation. How stupid is that? And the problem is you have people that know nothing about firearms that are making up gun laws. That's the stupid thing about it. But if something is already illegal on a federal level, why are we wasting time, effort, and money making it illegal on the state level? And on top of that, federal level should trump state level. So I don't understand why the Second Amendment on the federal level does not include national reciprocity. All the other items in the Constitution are the same across the country. But they picked the Second Amendment to dissect. The Second Amendment basically evaporates when you leave your border, depending on the state, sometimes your front door. And why is it the Second Amendment is the only one that requires a license or a permit? You can't arbitrarily pick one item and say, okay, we'll screw with the Second Amendment, but we'll leave the rest alone. It doesn't work that way. And all of these amendments in the Bill of Rights are not the government's rights to take away from us. That's why they were written. They were written to protect us from a tyrannical government. That's the whole ironic thing, is they were written to protect us from the government, but yet the government keeps trying to take it away from us. Yes, you can make your own gun if it's serialized and registered. Yes, we understand that. It's the ghost guns that are not. And another liberal in mommy and daddy's basement. Bye bye. Again, we have no problem with the liberals joining the stream as long as you're not an asshole. Unfortunately, most of them are, and they don't know how to act. And thanks to my trusty moderators, they make them go away. So, no, Jay Brown, I did not serve. I support and respect those who did, but I did not. Good for you, Edward. That's good because there's a lot of libtards here today, and that's fine. But yeah, whatever. And yes, I do ride motorcycles. I've been riding motorcycles for 50 years. Yeah, see, it's these libtards that have to make stupid comments that ruin it for the rest. And again, we are going to basically ban everybody that keeps posting stupid political comments. And Adam, thank you for that. I hope you subscribe to the channel. Well, I respond however I want. And you know what? Unfortunately, You become a product of your environment. Um, and you know what? If the liberals choose to come here and post stupid shit and antagonize me, then don't get butthurt. And you too, Matt. You can go away. You don't get it. This is my channel. I get to do whatever I want to do. You don't get to tell me what I can do. I have a 2022 Harley Davidson Tri-Glide Ultra. Used to have the oh god, I used to have an electric glide Ultra. And good for you, Chris. And it's funny. All you liberals get so butthurt. My God, this all comes from, everybody gets a trophy, and my feelings get hurt. I don't understand. It's like one day you wake up and everything hurts people's feelings. Well, it's too damn bad. Yeah, Mr. FNH, you know what? That is one of the reasons that we moved to Tennessee. We ride a motorcycle a lot, and every time we took the bike to Tennessee, besides it being a great state for riding and gun friendly, my wife and I kept looking at each other saying, I could live here. And that's why we moved here. And you know what? I have the right to repeat things as many times as I want. And you see, this is exactly why I say nasty shit, because liberals are a bunch of assholes. I mean, look at John Fetterman. The guy with brain damage is the only liberal that makes sense. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for John Fetterman now. Yeah, we love Tennessee here too. Yep, we got another liberal here. Good for you. I'm actually honored. I really am. I mean, you liberals could be in your parents' basements jerking off all day, and you decide to join my live stream. So, hats off to you. And I will definitely be wearing this hat every stream from now on. I am doing something right. You see, this is how you know you're doing a good job. When you do a good job, people cry, like the liberals. They start crying, and then they start getting nasty because they don't know what else to do. See, liberals don't know how to act civil. You hurt their feelings, and they get all butthurt and shit, and then they have to make personal attacks. So tough. And the liberals also like to antagonize and instigate, just like they do with the rioters and the protesters, because they pay people to protest. Don't you think it's kind of weird that these people don't have jobs? That's their job, to protest every day. Slow burn, welcome. But anyway, like I said, yeah, I'm full of hate. You damn right I am. And you know why? It's because the liberals hate America. And the liberals cause tension among people. You could see that just by all of the stupid comments liberals are leaving here. So, yes, they do make me angry. And it is my right. It's my channel. I get to wear my Trump hat. If this hurts your butt, it's too damn bad. And that's fine. You don't need to be MAGA to be Republican. And you know what? You could be a liberal like the brain damaged John Fetterman. He's got brain damage, but he's the only liberal that makes sense, and he's the only liberal that loves his country. I have a whole new world of respect for that man. He was the only Democrat that shook President Trump's hand. And he's got balls. He's not afraid to stand up to those left-leaning lunatics. Fetterman told the Democrats, if you're upset because I shake President Trump's hand, that's on you. It doesn't matter if the president is Republican or Democratic. Respect the office. So I have a whole new respect for him. This is great. This is awesome with all you liberals leaving comments. This is really entertaining because I got to tell you, I was very bored today. Anyway, all right, guys, we're at the end of the stream. You guys know how to get to me. What I would recommend you do is send me a PM, and whoever sends me their address first will get the shot timer. And thanks, Brandon. Sorry you joined so late. And hello to you, but again, it's 12:59. We are ending this at 1 o'clock. Again, special thanks to our moderators. I really appreciate your help, especially when I wear this hat and all liberals get butt hurt. You guys work really hard kicking them out of here. For those who subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that as well. And you know what? Even the liberals are welcome to subscribe to my channel. You guys own guns too. And again, all liberals that are still on this chat, thank you for joining. We appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with being liberal as long as you don't get nasty about it and don't start antagonizing. I actually have the Crimson Red MAGA cap, but I was wearing this one when I went to the gunsmith this morning, and I just didn't change it. So anyway, the first person that contacts me, and you know how to get me, whether you leave a comment or whatever, then I will reach out to you for your address, and you will win a shot timer. It's a great training tool. I love it a lot. And thanks, Gene. I appreciate that. All right, guys, it's 1 o'clock. We're ending this stream now. Again, those who are new, and there's a lot of them, we do this live stream every Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And we do the live stream every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. And again, liberals are welcome to join. We get more and more liberals every week, so good for you. All right, Edward, you'd like to have a timer? Well, leave me a comment. And again, you need to be a subscriber to win. So leave a comment, and I will pick a winner, and I will reach out to the winner for their address. So anyway, thank you all. Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Till next time.